Forest is more than just a survival horror game set on a mysterious island filled with cannibalistic natives. While the core gameplay involves battling the wilderness and fighting off these tribes, the game hides a deeper story, one filled with hidden Easter eggs and lore that slowly builds over time. It all starts with a plane crash. You, the protagonist, are traveling with your son when a mysterious shockwave causes the aircraft to fall from the sky. After the crash, you wake up dazed and injured, only to see a figure covered in red paint taking your unconscious son, Timmy. From that moment, your journey of survival begins, armed with little more than a survival guide and an undying mission to find your son. That is, of course, assuming you don't forget to find him. As you settle into life on the island, the tension begins to build. At first, the local cannibals observe you from a distance, curious, silent. But as the days pass, their curiosity turns to aggression. You might even be captured by them, dragged deep into one of the island's many caves, where the true story of the forest starts to unfold. Welcome to NT2G for players who has no time to game. Today we're going to talk about the forest. The caves are where you'll uncover the scattered pieces of the island's dark past. Whether you choose to delve deeper into the lore is entirely up to you. But those who do will find themselves facing ancient structures, strange technologies, and unsettling truths. Early in the game, you might stumble across ancient obsidian doors and an ominous obelisk. These structures, with their eerie, Lovecraftian designs, suggest that an ancient and highly advanced civilization once inhabited the island. The technology you encounter often requires a sacrifice to operate, blending spirituality with futuristic machines in a chilling way. One of these devices, the Resurrection Obelisk, plays a significant role in the story. This machine allows for the resurrection of the dead, but at a steep cost. It demands the life of another, and it's not long before you realize that these unnatural experiments have created horrific mutants. Creatures like the Armsy, the Virginias, and more. Don't ask me why they're called Virginias. These monsters roam the island. Throughout your exploration, you'll also encounter the remnants of a Catholic missionary group that arrived on the island in the 1800s. Their papers and sketches, found deep within the caves, suggest that they too stumbled upon the island's dark secrets. Tragically, many of them died, seemingly frozen in time, mummified while praying to a drawing of the obelisk they never saw. In more recent history, a corporation known as Sahara Therapeutics took over the island. They were drawn by the obelisk's potential for eternal life and resurrection. The company set up a research facility on the island, conducting inhumane experiments in hopes of unlocking the obelisk's power. Their ultimate goal? To cure terminal illnesses, starting with children. But their efforts came at a gruesome price. Every time a child was resurrected, they would eventually mutate into a grotesque creature, sparking a cycle of death, sacrifice, and mutation. The daughter of research scientist Matthew Cross is tragically killed during a horrific event involving strange creatures. With the immediate threat subdued, a short period of peace returns to the island facility. But Cross, devastated by grief, turns to unsanctioned and dangerous experiments in a desperate attempt to bring his daughter back to life. His obsession leads him to the company's equipment, including an ancient device called the obelisk. This machine becomes his last hope. Cross believes he can harness the obelisk's power to resurrect Megan, but without turning her into the mutated monstrosities that others had become. But before he can proceed, his actions are discovered. He's fired from the facility and forced to flee into the wilds of the island. Alone and desperate, Cross adapts to survive by painting himself in red, a trick that keeps the mutants and cannibals from attacking him. More people have been stranded on the island. Explorers, cave divers, hikers, even an entire film crew. None survived. They either became victims of the creatures or were absorbed into the cannibal tribes through disturbing rituals. Among the clues Cross stumbles upon is an old, wrecked yacht. Inside, he finds evidence of a family searching for their missing child, possibly taken by the secretive research project run by Sahara Therapeutics. Connecting the dots, Cross realizes he can take down planes flying over the island using the facility's powerful artifact, all to find a living child for his twisted experiment to bring Megan back. Without wasting time, he retrieves Megan's body and hooks her up to the obelisk, waiting for the next opportunity to crash a passing plane. Eventually, his plan succeeds. A plane is brought down. Cross scours the wreckage until he finds exactly what he needs: a living child. The child is none other than the son of our main protagonist, Eric. As he uncovers more about Sahara Therapeutics and their secret experiments, he eventually finds the research facility. But it's too late. His son is already dead. Devastated, Eric realizes the obelisk, the same machine that took his son's life, could bring him back. But only if he sacrifices another innocent child. Desperate, Eric confronts Megan, now fully transformed into a monstrous being. A brutal battle follows, and Eric is left with no choice but to kill her. Standing inside the facility, Eric faces one final terrible choice: crash another plane and sacrifice a child to save his son, or leave the island and let go of the past. This critical decision is left up to the player, marking the end of the Forest story. In one possible ending, Eric spares the plane, choosing to let go of the past and leave the island forever. In the alternate ending, Eric chooses to crash another plane. He sacrifices an innocent child, revives his son, and returns to civilization. The two are hailed as heroes, even appearing on a talk show. But something isn't right. Years later, in the final moments of the story, we see the boy, Timmy, now grown up, obsessed with the mystery of the island, haunted by his past. But his obsession comes at a price. He begins to show signs of the same mutation that once claimed Megan. The Forest story is more than just survival horror. It's a layered and complex narrative, hidden beneath its gameplay. And for those willing to dig deeper, the island's mysteries offer more than jump scares. They challenge you to consider the true cost of survival and what you're willing to sacrifice.